Is this true? Huang Renxun, the CEO of Nvidia, embarked on an investment-seeking tour in Asia, looking for allies to secure future customers and orders. Starting from last week, Huang Renxun's Asia tour has been non-stop as he visited Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam, almost following the coastline of China. Nvidia's investments this year have been quite active, with participation in 35 AI-related investments, nearly 6 times more than last year. Their investments in non-affiliated companies have reached over $872 million, more than 10 times compared to the same period last year. Huang Renxun stated that Nvidia maintains a strong sense of vigilance, even in the face of soaring market value and rapidly increasing industry status. The company remains vigilant about the possibility of bankruptcy at any time. To address this situation, they are actively seeking allies and customers to secure future orders and business. Recent reports suggest that Nvidia is about to launch the RTX 4090 gaming graphics card targeting the Chinese market to comply with the latest U.S. export control regulations. This card will be powered by the new AD102250 GPU chip, while the original RTX 4090 uses the AD102300 Nvidia's efforts to seek allies through these investments remind us that in this fiercely competitive market, maintaining a leading position requires continuous efforts. Within the span of 8 days, Huang Renxun visited a total of 4 countries and had meetings with their respective heads of state. Among these 4 countries, 3 are in Southeast Asia, reflecting Nvidia's determination to actively expand its presence in Southeast Asia. Vietnam, without a doubt, was the highlight of Huang Renxun's Asian tour. Huang Renxun's first stop on his Asian tour was Japan. On December 4th, he held talks with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. After the meeting, Huang Renxun accepted media interviews, stating that Japan has a high demand for GPUs and Prime Minister Kishida hopes that Nvidia can provide as many GPU products to Japan as possible. Huang Renxun also mentioned that Nvidia will make every effort to prioritize Japan's GPU needs. Additionally, the two discussed how the next generation of AI could bring opportunities to Japan. Huang Renxun expressed, Japan's growing semiconductor industry will also be able to produce its own GPUs. Japan is realizing the need to own its data, establish its own AI factories, and produce its own AI intelligence. On December 5th, Huang Renxun met with Japanese Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry Hiroshi Kajiyama, where he stated that Nvidia will collaborate with Japanese research institutions and companies to establish an ecosystem related to artificial intelligence technology in Japan. Moreover, Nvidia will establish a network of artificial intelligence factories in Japan, invest in local startups, and educate the public on how to use artificial intelligence. Nvidia will also provide chips and servers to Japanese companies such as SoftBank, NEC Corporation, and Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Corporation, which are building large-scale language models in Japanese and other unique AI infrastructure. After concluding his visit to Japan, Huang Renxun went straight to Singapore to attend an artificial intelligence conference and met with Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and the CEO of the Economic Development Board, Chu Swee-yok, to discuss potential major investments related to artificial intelligence. It is reported that just 2 days before Huang Renxun's visit, Singapore announced its National Artificial Intelligence Strategy 2.0, NAIS 2.0, with which the Singaporean government hopes to accelerate the development of artificial intelligence, as well as cultivate and attract more AI talent. The arrival of Huang Renxun, also known as the father of AI, clearly embellishes the freshly announced artificial intelligence strategy in Singapore. During a press conference, Huang Renxun also hinted at Nvidia having more in store in Singapore. He stated, "We already have a supercomputer in Singapore, and we intend to build an even larger one." Additionally, he disclosed that Nvidia will collaborate with the Infocom Media Development Authority of Singapore to create a large-scale language model in 11 different languages. Interestingly, even though he was visiting Singapore, Huang Renxun responded most to questions regarding chip exports to China. He confirmed that Nvidia would develop new chips that comply with U.S. export regulations to China. At the same time, he also expressed that Huawei would be a strong competitor. After concluding his visit to Singapore, Huang Renxun proceeded to Malaysia, making this his first visit to the country. During his visit, he expressed strong optimism regarding Malaysia's potential to become an outstanding data center hub in Southeast Asia. He explained that traditional data centers primarily serve the purpose of data storage. But the new generation of AI data centers essentially function as AI factories, where raw data is filtered and transformed into valuable data. This transformation process is akin to a manufacturing process, and Malaysia is a great manufacturer with unique advantages and potential to become an outstanding hub for data center technology in Southeast Asia, according to local media reports. In Malaysia, YTL Power, a Malaysian energy utility company, will collaborate with Nvidia to build AI infrastructure in Malaysia and deploy Nvidia H100 GPUs in data centers, with an estimated investment value of around $4.3 billion for the AI data center. However, Huang Renxun declined to comment on this particular collaboration. He confirmed plans to build a data center in Malaysia but did not mention specific partners. Vietnam appears to be the most crucial stop on Huang Renxun's Asian tour. He regards Vietnam as a potential second development base for Nvidia, and plans to establish a legal entity in the country. Huang Renxun's emphasis on Vietnam is not without reason. Due to the tightening restrictions on Chinese semiconductor companies imposed by the U.S., many are seeking alternative locations for their manufacturing facilities. Vietnam, with its advantageous geographical position, has become the primary destination for numerous semiconductor companies. Currently, the northern part of Vietnam focuses primarily on memory testing and assembly, while the southern part specializes in testing, IC design, and assembly. Although it has not reached a massive scale, Vietnam has become the largest chip assembly location globally and a critical link in the global supply chain. The support from the U.S., in particular, towards Vietnam is substantial. During U.S. President Biden's visit to Vietnam, he expressed that a new era of greater cooperation between the U.S. and Vietnam is on the horizon. According to the U.S. CHIP Act, $100 million will be allocated each year over the next 5 years to support the global semiconductor supply chain, and U.S. officials have indicated that a significant portion of this funding may go to Vietnam. On December 10, Huang Renxun met with Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, where he stated that Nvidia considers Vietnam as its own home and intends to establish a semiconductor base in Vietnam. Nvidia will expand its partnerships with top Vietnamese technology companies, support talent development in artificial intelligence and digital infrastructure, and has already invested around $250 million in Vietnam. It is still unclear if Vietnam is the final stop on Huang Renxun's Asian tour. However, the intensity of his visits to 4 countries in 8 days reflects Nvidia's focus on the Southeast Asian market. On one hand, with the tightening restrictions on the supply of high-end AI chips to China from the U.S., Nvidia needs to find potential customers to compensate for the decline in the market that constitutes 20% of its revenue. On the other hand, while Nvidia's investments in Southeast Asia have not been significant in the past, Israel has been an important market for the company. Nvidia's research and development activities in Israel are the largest outside of the U.S. The company has established 7 R&D centers in Israel, employing approximately 3,000 people, accounting for 12% of Nvidia's global workforce. However, due to geopolitical influences, Nvidia's activities in Israel have also been affected, prompting the company to adjust its investment strategy. Southeast Asia may be the next battleground for the semiconductor industry. Although mainland China is not included in Huang Renxun's current itinerary, he mentioned the Chinese market again in his latest speech in Singapore, stating that they are developing new product lines that comply with regulatory requirements, and that they are making every effort to provide services to the Chinese market as soon as possible. Behind Huang Renxun's intensive schedule reflects Nvidia's ambition to solidify its position as the AI computing powerhouse and its concerns about cracks in the Nvidia empire. Currently, Nvidia holds a monopoly of over 90% in the global computing market, but it is not without challengers. During an interview in Singapore, Huang Renxun mentioned that Huawei, as well as an increasing number of semiconductor startups, pose significant challenges to Nvidia's dominant position in the AI accelerator market. We have many competitors in China and outside of China. Wherever we go, they want to compete with us. It is evident that after facing limitations in the Chinese market, expanding into other countries and regions is a necessary path for Nvidia to consolidate its position as the AI computing powerhouse. Huang Renxun pointed out that it's not just Huawei but also Intel and several rapidly rising semiconductor startups that pose great challenges to Nvidia's dominant position in the AI accelerator market. He sees it as a global competition, stating, "We have many competitors in China and overseas. Most of our competitors don't care where we are, wherever we go, they want to compete with us." Nvidia's chips have gained popularity due to their efficiency in training large-scale data models, making them star products in the AI revolution. However, as the industry rapidly develops, competition becomes fiercer, and all parties are striving to find breakthroughs and innovations.